A new episode of KidNuz is next. First, though, a message from today's amazing sponsor.
Parents, back to school means back to making school lunches. Take the guesswork out of it with a brand new, healthier twist on an old favorite. Chubby Snacks are deliciously nutritious, cloud-shaped PB&J sandwiches, naturally sweetened with dates and protein powered by chia seeds. Say goodbye to unnecessary sugar and hello to a nutrition-packed snack that might just make the daily lunch packing process a pleasure. Visit the Chubby Snacks website to find a store near you. Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. And we begin with Paris on the clock to rid the city of bed bugs before next year's Olympic Games. According to The Guardian, the creepy crawlers have infested the city's hotels, movie theaters, public transit, and even the Charles de Gaulle airport, with people posting their encounters on social media. The French health agency ANSES blames the invasion on an uptick in travel and increasing resistance to insecticides, adding bed bug bites are not harmful to humans, just annoying and super itchy. City officials are calling on the federal government to create a task force to stamp out the bugs, with the deputy mayor warning no one is safe from the menace. Apple's new iPhone 15 is hot, but not in the way the company had hoped. Customers are complaining all four models are sizzling during use, especially while charging, using certain apps, or streaming high-quality video. Apple says if the phones don't display a temperature warning, they are still safe to use, and told CNBC it will release a software update and work with outside app developers to fix the problem. Apple blames a combination of bugs in its new iOS 17, bugs in certain apps, and the phone working overtime to download user data during setup. It's the first week in October, which means the nation's top court is back in session. Time to coincide with the court's calendar, the release of a new commemorative stamp featuring the face of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The new postage pays tribute to her reputation as a legal scholar and to her surprising pop culture appeal, which included the nickname Notorious RBG, skits on Saturday Night Live, lifting weights, and working out with Stephen Colbert. It was an NFL comeback like no other as Damar returned to action in his first regular season game since suffering cardiac arrest. The Buffalo Bills player was the last out of the tunnel, running the length of the field with his arms out wide before dropping to a knee, clearly elated at the opportunity to play 9 months after his near-death collapse. And play he did, first as part of the return team on the opening kickoff, and continuing on special teams during the Bills' 48-20 win over the Miami Dolphins. According to ESPN, Damar said his grand entrance was everything to me and was about showing himself he had the courage, strength, and pride to be able to go through something traumatic and to be able to come back from it. To be able to still do what I love at the highest level in the world is amazing. Bills coach Sean McDermott called Damar's entrance just a surreal moment to watch. Move over, orange and black, Barbie pink is coming to your Halloween parade. The National Retail Federation reports America's most famous doll is shaping up to be the third most popular Halloween costume for adults this year, behind witches and vampires, and among the top 10 for kids. According to Bloomberg, Spirit Halloween has already sold out of some of its Barbie costumes, including adult versions of Barbie and Ken's neon rollerblading outfits. Sales of other Barbie costumes may be limited to 2 per order. Social media influencers are getting in on the Barbiween craze with do-it-yourself costume ideas and dance moves for a Halloween Day flash mob inspired by a dance featured in this summer's blockbuster Barbie film. Still ahead, paddling in a pumpkin. But first, our KidNuz quiz. What has invaded the city of Paris, France? Bed bugs. Which Barbie and Ken adult costumes have already sold out at Spirit Halloween? They're neon rollerblading outfits. What is the name of the Buffalo Bills player who played his first regular season game this weekend after recovering from cardiac arrest? Damar Hamlin. Why are customers complaining about the new iPhone 15? It can get too hot. In today's KidNuz Kicker, the pumpkins are smaller, but the paddling promises to be just as fierce at the giant pumpkin regatta in Shelburne, Canada this weekend. The annual event involves transforming giant gourds into personal watercraft to be raced during the county's giant pumpkin festival. This year's event faces some pitfalls for the pumpkins, as much of the local crop was damaged or undersized due to a dry May followed by constant rain all summer. According to CBC News, the gourds are supposed to be more than 400 pounds for a person to be able to sit inside the hollowed-out squash and paddle. But this year's pumpkins are half that size, which could mean a tight squeeze, or perhaps a slight advantage for the youngest competitor signed up so far, who happens to be 12. Before we go, shout-outs to our KidNuz classrooms. Mrs. Stitchcom's class at Eagleside in Fountain, Colorado. She hopes her KidNuz-loving students continue to grow this year and always stay curious. Mrs. Swartniak's class at Morrisonville Grade School in Morrisonville, Illinois, who she wants to surprise by telling them she's having a baby in April. And Mrs. Williams' students at Northeastern Middle School in South Vienna, Ohio. She says, "Way to fly high, Northeastern Jets." Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share KidNuz with all your friends and family. And we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.